Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going to be taking a look at a tier list that was made recently by Last. He posted on Twitter a couple days ago and it is pretty interesting. If you don't know who Last is, he is a TO and commentator in Smash, but more importantly for this list, he is the coach of Riddles and Buzz, as well as at some point being the coach for Leo. I don't think he is anymore, but maybe he is, maybe he isn't. The point is, he coached Leo, and that means he knows a lot about the game. He knows what he's talking about. So we're going to be taking a look at the list that he posted. It is ordered within top 10 kind of tiers thing, kind of like the list that we looked at last time. Pretty interesting stuff, and let's just get right into it. Also, really quick, all of Last socials will be in the description down below. Go give him a follow. He's on that stream grind recently, so go check him out. Thank you guys for everything. Onto the list. Alright, starting off with just the Miis because he didn't order them. Brawler would probably be somewhere in top 30, maybe top 20, maybe top 40, but within this area. Mii Gunner is probably top 60 or 70, and then Swordsman is top 80, just in case you guys are wondering where they would probably go. Now, looking at top 80, it's pretty typical. I agree with most of the picks here. The only one I might move up is Ridley or K. Rool. I think both of them have some potential over a character like Zelda or D3 especially. I don't think D3 is in the top 70. I think he's more in the top 80. Maybe even Doc you move up because Doc is like, my mind is changing about Doc and it feels bad because it shouldn't, but that character just has a lot of very strong options. But for the most part, top 80 is completely fine. You have your low tiers. This is the low tier of it. The characters that really aren't super viable. Of course, some of them are, but like some of them, like Ganon, are super not viable. Up next is top 70. I pretty much agree with this one entirely as well. Maybe I would move Richter up a tier, and that's probably it. Maybe Mewtwo, but I think for the most part, this is completely fine. Up next is going to be top 60 with a couple characters that I disagree with. The first one being Duck Hunt. I'd probably move Duck Hunt to top 70 just because like the character doesn't have much. Granted, Can is very, very good, but almost everyone in Ult has like a very good option. Even the characters in top 80 have something crazy about them. I just think his setups are pretty weak. His recovery is abysmal, and he's just not very fast or anything. I don't think super highly of Duck Hunt, but also like it's not like Last is like super praising him. The character's still only within that top 60. I think the rest are fine. Maybe Villager you move down to top 70 over someone like Simon or even like Puff. Honestly, Puff has some stuff, but I think these are all fine except Chrom. Chrom in top 60 feels weird, but I think he's not too far off. I maybe put Chrom in top 50. Maybe over Falcon because I'm like a huge Falcon doubter. Chrom in top 50, or top 60 rather, it just shows that this character is very inconsistent, even though he shouldn't be as inconsistent as he is, because his neutral is still incredible. Chrom still has like a top 30 neutral, and I'm lowballing it. His neutral is very, very good. His jab setup is like better than Roy's. His stuff is insane, but when you get him off stage, he's just so unbelievably bad. Like, it is unforgivably bad. He basically can't recover most time against most characters in the cast. Like, when you can get edgeguarded by Ganon pretty reliably, that's when you know it's like, it's a little rough, and it just makes Chrom way too inconsistent. Now, again, something that I'll always say about these Echo Fighters, same thing with Marth, honestly, it's just like, when you're comparing them to, like, your Lucina or Roy, it's the examples of their weaknesses are so much more prevalent, so I think maybe he's hurting from it, but, like, at most, Chrom is, like, within this top 50. The gap is very big between Chrom and Roy, and the rest of the characters, like, yeah, it's fine. I wouldn't move anyone above this tier except maybe, Chrom I already talked about, maybe Pichu, and maybe Wii Fit, but I don't know who I would replace from top 50, so I think top 60 is looking pretty good. Up next is the top 50 with a couple picks that I also don't agree with, but again, it's not by too many slots. I would probably move Mega Man and Greninja. I'd move both of them up just because I think these characters are very good options that are just like, I feel like their weaknesses are overstated. Like Greninja's like, oh, he has no how to shield, and then there's Foot Soldier shield. Mega Man, I don't even know what people think's bad about Mega Man. That character is really stupid. Mega Man, I'd probably move up to top 40. Same thing with Greninja. Maybe Mega Man in top 30, but I feel like that's kind of a stretch. And then Falcon, I think I'd move down to top 60. I just think this character the neutral is not worth the offstage. Kind of like same thing with Chrom, except he doesn't have Chrom neutral. And then I think Corrin here, it feels low, but like I think Corrin gets power crept by a couple of these characters. Maybe I'd move her into top 40. Meta Knight here's fine. Ken here I think is fine. Hero here's fine. Same thing with Lucas and Inkling as well. Even though it feels weird for Inkling to get power crept because that character's neutral is so good. That's just kind of what happens. So I think overall the top 50 isn't too egregious. One of the better looking tiers, honestly, because I would just move up a couple characters, a couple spots, but there's nothing like outlandish. Moving on to top 40, this is probably the tier I disagree with the most because of the placement of Ice Climbers, Luigi, and Young Link. I think literally everyone else in this tier is perfectly fine. This is probably exactly where I'd put them. But these three characters I do have my quarrels with. We'll start off with Ices because this is probably the biggest one. I think Ices is a character that is potentially top 40. I think even top 30 they could go to. But I think right now, it's not that Ices is good, It's just that people don't know how to deal with Nana. Nana is getting away with so much, specifically being alive. Nana should not be living a lot versus Ices. You can kill Nana every single time you get off stage, essentially. And then what if you get punished? You should be taking at most like 30. Ice Climber's advantage with just Popo is not good. Nothing with just Popo is good. There's not enough focus on Nana. Now, Ice Climbers has some crazy good moves. Their combos are actually unreal. Not that Ice Climbers players are doing like these insane combos in tournament consistently, but still the bread and butters for Ices like 50-60% pretty easily, like off up tilts off of Ice Cube situations. Like that can be very good. And Ice Climbers has a lot of potential, but I think right now the character isn't at that level of being top 40. I just think people are playing very bad in the matchup, but maybe in 3 months we'll still see the Ice Climbers players doing incredibly well like they are right now. So I definitely could be proven wrong, but like I'd probably put them somewhere top 60, maybe top 50 actually, because the character is still pretty decent. Luigi, I'd probably move down to top 50. I just feel like his offstage stuff is way too easy to exploit and people aren't doing enough again. And I also feel like his neutral is pretty linear. Like you kind of know what Luigi wants almost at all times because certain windows will just like open up for him. Like if you get hit by an air ever, you're probably going to get comboed into a lot of percent. He's going to be fishing for grabs, obviously. I think his neutral just isn't great, as well as his disadvantage being like okay, but if you can like start baiting out Cyclone, you're just going to destroy Luigi players. So I think the character has a couple weaknesses that are too exploitable top 40, but like it's not egregious. Again, I'd probably move him down one at most. And then Young Link, I just think his buttons are way too good, and his combo game is way too good, and his projectile game it's all just immaculate. So I think I'd move Young Link up a tier as well. But like literally every other of these characters, I think it's absolutely fine here. I think top 40 is one of the it's still very organized here. I mean, honestly, last list is just very, very good. Everything is organized very well, but I would still move the characters that I mentioned up or down by a couple slots. Up next is the top 30, and there's only 3 characters here who I also disagree with. The first one is Byleth. Byleth, I would just switch with Young Link. I just think Young Link is a better character than Byleth, though Byleth's probably still like 31, honestly, or 32. Like, that character is still very good. I just think Young Link is better. And then top 30, the other 2 I disagree with is going to be PT and Shulk, but I don't know who I would switch them for in top 20. I guess I can also use this to talk about top 20. I think top 20 is fine for the most part. I would switch out probably Wario and maybe Diddy, but I think Diddy's really good, maybe Mario as well. Like, 2 of these 3 I think should be switched for PT and Shulk because I think those characters are very dumb. But essentially, once you get to top 30, characters stop becoming like good. They become broken. Like top 30, I feel like there's a slight gap between the 40 here and the 30. I think just these characters are all incredible, so the order doesn't matter a ton. But I think top 30, I'd still move up Shulk and PT. Maybe move down one of Mario, Wario, or Diddy. I mean, I'd have to move these 2 up. I don't know which one it would be, but it would be some of those 3. And then Pika is still top 10. In my opinion, I guess let's talk about the top 10 right now. Up next is the top 10, and again, there is 3 characters that I disagree with, and that is going to be Yoshi, Lucina, and Wolf, and I would literally just switch Pac-Man, Pika, and Roy for those 3 characters, because while they are all broken, I just think the other 3 are better. Yoshi is incredible. His double jump armor lets him get out of insane situations that literally no other characters are in the game with. Lucina and Wolf both have these crazy advantage states as long as he's really strong win conditions. Wolf has insane confirms into back air. Lucina has like up B at all times. Like up B is stupid broken, as well as just having incredible neutral. But I think Pikachu not being top 10 is just way too low for him. I still have Pikachu within my top 5 strongly. That character is broken. Pac-Man as well. I think Pac-Man's boxing is just too good and his projectile game is too strong. Though I do think the metagame against Pac-Man is getting a lot better, just considering how much better people are at not only dealing with Bonus Root, but actually using Bonus Root against Pac-Man. And then Roy, I just think his options in general are stronger than Lucina. Though Lucina might have a little bit better neutral, Roy is just so fast, and also like his kill confirm is unreal. But besides that, I think top 10 is fine. I don't know if this is ordered, but I would probably have Steve Kazuya as my top 2 as well. Those characters are broken. Then maybe Pikachu after that. Then probably Joker. Then I'd have to think about it. But for the most part, the top 10, it's pretty good. I think it's fine. Yoshi probably being the most egregious take there. I definitely don't agree with Yoshi. He might be the one I disagree with the most on the entire list. It'd either be Yoshi or I guess Greninja or Mega Man, which is like only maybe Ices as well. Yoshi and Ices, I think they are a little too high, but like overall, the list is very, very good. I think Last did an amazing job. But the astute viewer may have noticed that I forgot to mention one character, and that is the best character in the game. In Last's opinion, a tier of his own, and that is Sonic. Sonic loses no matchups. This is true. Sonic is broken. This character is top 3 in my opinion, even over Pikachu and Joker right now. And then I mean, I feel like we know who the top 2 are. Sonic just has such an advantage over essentially every character in the game in the fact that he is literally he's just faster. It is simply put, he is just faster, and that gives you such an insane advantage, especially in a game like Smash, to play with the clock on your side. Sonic plays the clock like no other character in the game, and it's evident in his playstyle. Obviously, he takes a lot of discipline. The character is still very hard in terms of tournament stamina, but he is just so good. He's just so strong. His advantage state is also incredible. It shouldn't be that good. His disadvantage is really good. His edge guarding is unreal. His comeback potential is phenomenal. Sonic is a broken character. Top 1 is based, but I don't agree with it quite. Yeah, I think Sonic, honestly, as the game gets better, people are going to get way better against Kazuya and Steve, and Sonic is just going to continue to get better because, like, at the end of the day, even if you get good at the Sonic matchup, he can still outpace you. But Steve and Kazuya, as of right now, their risk reward is just way too high, and the Kazuya meta is only going to get better. Like, especially for Kazuya, like, we're already seeing people getting consistent zero death, and now it feels like a lot of the time that Kazuya players are losing because they messed up, not because the other player actually did something to beat them specifically, which is pretty scary. Same thing with Steve, honestly. I think those characters, again, the risk reward is just way too high, but I think Sonic is a very good character. Top 1 isn't that crazy. I think at worst, again, he's top 5. Third place is where I have him. And I think this is a tier list for the future, honestly, because I think Yoshi stocks are going to go up. I think Pika stocks are going to go down. Unfortunately, that character just has way too many 50-50s to be super consistent in tournament, as well as their stuff being like very hard. And if you don't get a lot of it, you don't get like any damage because a lot of it is multi-hits. I think Diddy stocks are on the rise. I think characters like PT may start to struggle there. I've already kind of been struggling for a while, but may start to struggle. I think Byleth is obviously very good. Ices is a base take, though I don't think it's right there right now. I think it could be in the future. I think this tier list is overall very good. I'm super happy. This is probably out of every single top player tier list I've ever seen, the one I agree with the most, which is crazy because we have a Yoshi in top 10. But I thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to sub, all the yada yada. Again, last socials will all be in the description below. Go give him a follow. He's on that content grind. And also, I mean, we use his list for a video. So huge shout out to him. He's absolutely incredible. Does a lot of good work. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know which characters you agree with, disagree with the most. What do you? Maybe you think Sonic's is absolutely egregious. Maybe you think the character sucks. Maybe you agree with Laz. I don't know. Let me know. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for everything. Support's been absolutely unreal lately, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.